It's your boy Rick Botifer, man. Please tune in to the Reality Table, episode 5. Good luck dating in Atlanta. It's gonna be a good one. Let's get it.
Welcome back to the Reality Table, episode 5. We're going to call this episode Good Luck in Atlanta. Ooh. I want to welcome one of my newest special guests, Miss Gaati Warima. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Gaati Warima. I originally from Florida, founder and owner of Ladies of the Game and Game Commanders, Inc. Thank you for inviting me here today.
She didn't leave out the big juices. Me and Gaati met 2011 overseas. That's my first teammate. Oh. She's a retired professional basketball player. So
yes, if
she's not gonna brag about herself, I'm gonna brag about her. So she led the league in Romania in scoring, first league, averaging about 20 points. I was just like, give me a ball, but I was just giving her the rock, That was my job.
You did it well. You did it well.
All right, our next guest, Mr. Rick. Oh, sorry, Gaati. Where can they find you, Gaati? Go ahead, let them know.
Oh, yeah. On Instagram, you can find me at my name, Gaati Warima. And then also check out my website, ladiesofthegame.com, where I help female athletes with personal and professional development and do a lot of philanthropic projects. So tap in.
That's dope.
Thank you.
Big Rick.
No, now we're going to introduce Big Rick. Go ahead, Rick. Tell them about what you got going on.
Rick Botifer, retired professional athlete. Played 10 years overseas. Now I'm venturing off in the medical field, and I'm back again. Episode 4. Let's get it.
Yeah. Episode 5.
My fault. Episode 5. Let's get it. Episode 5.
Exactly.
Let's get it.
Yeah, right. That's the problem.
That part. Mm-hmm. My last co-host here, Miss Lealani. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, I am Lealani Shaw from season 2 of Put a Ring on It. I am an entrepreneur, a licensed esthetician. You can find me at Lealani Shaw _ on Instagram, and my website is lealanishaw.com.
Okay.
Nice and easy.
Big Lex. That's what they call
Big
me.
Big Lex.
That's what they call me. Retired professional basketball player. Played 6 years overseas. Entrepreneur. Also work 8 to 5. I have my own detox juice. Alexia's Drink to Shrink. I also do player development for the Hawks.
Fire. I like that. That's a vibe right there.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
All right. Okay. This episode we said is going to be called Good Luck in Atlanta. So first, let me start out by saying there are no more Put a Ring on It recaps. We're going to let those people work their things out on their own, respectively. And we're just going to kind of talk about life, love, and reality. First, I want to give a special shout out to our sponsors, Chick Cone Atlanta. One of the best chicken spots in the A. If you need a chick in a cone, hit him up. Tell him Lex sit you, okay? The second sponsor we want to talk about is The Patio. That's my favorite spot in the world to go to. It's a vibe. Live music Tuesdays and Thursdays, karaoke Wednesdays, Smyrna, Georgia. So hit The Patio up. Tell them Lex sit you. Big Lex sent you, okay? So, now we're going to talk about, the topic of tonight is
Dating
in Atlanta.
But what did you call it, Rick? What did you call it?
We had a lot of funny jokes before this.
What did he just call it? He said not dating in Atlanta. What was the topic he said it? Good luck in Atlanta. Good luck. So,
if you ain't never been here and you coming here, good luck in Atlanta.
All right. So what y'all think about dating in Atlanta? I'm gonna start with Miss Gaati Warima.
Well, that's tough for me because I'm pretty new to Atlanta. I've only been here since September. So when it comes to dating in Atlanta, I've noticed several different things. I'm not trying to judge the city since I'm so new, but I have noticed a lot of videos going on around on IG talking about if you're looking for a husband here, then you need to leave or go somewhere else or import or whatever it is. And as a single woman, that could be scary, but I don't know. I don't buy into the hype only because I'm an optimist. So I want to hear from y'all. What do y'all think? Because for me, I'm seeing some nice guys around. You know, I haven't dipped my toe into the dating pool yet, but what's good, Atlanta? What's good? Rick, hold on.
Good
Rick,
luck in Atlanta.
are you single, Rick?
I'm single. It's $1 bill.
So are you one of the guys that we need to be watching out for, or what?
I would like to think I'm a good guy. I'm pretty chilled. I'm not the typical Atlanta guy because I'm not from Atlanta, so I don't like
Okay.
to claim that by no means.
You've been here long enough, Rick. What did you talk about?
Off and on.
So be careful for dating guys in Atlanta or guys in Atlanta, period. I don't
Be
get it.
careful dating in Atlanta because it ain't just. I know I'm outnumbered, but it ain't just the guy. It is not just the guys.
This
in
is how it
Atlanta.
is in Atlanta. One man
Ooh.
and
I
a bunch
can
of women.
definitely agree with that. I can definitely
3
agree
to
with
1.
that.
There you go.
I can definitely
Shit,
agree
it's
with
like
that.
20 to 1 in this place.
So I'm not gonna complain when it comes to that. I'm not gonna complain when it comes to that. But women are just as bad as men here. We can't act like that's not the case at all.
I mean, for me personally, I'm gonna touch on what we kind of talked about last week. I think that people give false advertisement on how they are as a person. They make it seem like they're this way when the ones I've ran into, when they really out here circulating, migrating with everyone. I think for me, it's been harder to date since the show because it's people that try to date me because I was on the show. It's people that try to date me because they know I got my shit together. It's people that try to date me because I play basketball or they know of me through someone. But it's kind of hard to distinguish, do they like me for me or do they like me because I was on that show, you know? I think that that's one aspect. I also think that sometimes it's overwhelming for a guy to date me, period, because I got my shit together. I'm aggressive. I'm a retired professional basketball player. I probably have more accomplished than they have. Or if I run into someone who has more than me, they just 9 times out of 10 are hoe. That's what I ran into. They didn't mess with half of the community. I might hear about it in the streets later. How they come to me at first, it's like, oh, I want to be with you. I want a relationship. I want a marriage. Want. And then a few weeks go by, a month go by, you kind of see that, you know, that's the game. So I guess I'm going to ask Rick.
Well, let me touch on that. Let me touch on that for a second. Like, are they an active hoe or do they have a past? Because everybody has a past.
And I'm cool with a pass, but I think that when somebody presents to you, obviously a lot of people put their best foot forward, but they're not honest with their best foot. I've run into guys who, they sold me this story about themselves, and come to find out they not that. You know, they live with their homie in the guest room doing all this. And you find out later when you're put in situations or a month go by, just having problems now financially. When this came, I'm 35, you 42, who we talking about? You supposed to be financially founded, so it's just, I don't know. I've run into a lot of BS, I feel like. I also have run into guys that are worth my time. Then I found out, after talking to someone for, a minute, they had some situations going on, they're not honest with what they got going on. So I think for me, I'm going to say dating in Atlanta is hard because I never had to date in Atlanta. I was always either in a relationship or was overseas, maybe talking long distance, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I didn't have to date in Atlanta. This is my first teammate. Gaati's my first teammate in Romania. I was dating Europeans at one point when all the BS was going on at home. Like, okay, forget these guys. I'm dating Europeans, solely Europeans. Like, I was just straight dating Europeans. And then I got tired of that. It was like, I don't know, but it made me have to go out my element to just try to talk to someone in a different ethnicity, period, because it was different. So I was like, oh, this ain't too bad, So
I have to agree with you because I feel like Atlanta, the common thing I hear about Atlanta is that it's like Black Hollywood. Like, everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody's going to, like you said, put their best foot forward and going to portray who they want to be or who they want you to think, who they want you to believe they are. And that's the problem. So there's nothing wrong for, like you said, a 40-year-old not to have his stuff together. But if that's what it is, then don't act like that's what it is. Focus on yourself. If I'm 40 or if I'm 35 right now and my stuff ain't together, my focus ain't dating. My focus is getting my shit together.
Sounds good, Rick.
I mean, and that's a fact though. That's a fact though. But I'm alright, so I can date. Like, I'm doing alright. You know what I'm saying? So, but dating in Atlanta for me, I feel like nobody's genuine. I feel like everybody, and that's me being 100% honest. Like it's always what somebody can do for you. What can they get from you?
Well, hold on.
Well,
let me
not everybody.
interject.
That's this is how I feel about Atlanta.
Hold on, but I want to chime in real quick because me and my friends just had a conversation about this the other day. Do you think it's dating in Atlanta for you, or do you think it's the women that you pick to date in Atlanta?
Or is it the women I attract?
Or is it the women that you're attracted to? I mean, we can play tit for tat.
It could be all of the above.
What are we talking about?
It could be all of the above. But I mean, what I've ran into, I mean, I've been a professional athlete, so I'm in certain environments where I might be around women who see me as a certain way, or who I'm around, or money being here, or who got the money, who got this car, yada yada yada. But if I'm still looking for what I'm looking for, and the common woman I'm running into is, what can you do for me? What do you have? What kind of car do you drive? What do you like? What is it's nothing genuine. It's always like a hidden motive behind dating in Atlanta. So I struggle with it because I never know if you like me for me, like you say, you like me for me, or do you like for what I possibly can offer?
Yeah, at this point, I think like if you're
Sounds
running through,
good.
you're running through the same issue, you need to take yourself out of that environment and put yourself in a different environment. Like for me, there are circles, the people that like to go to the hookah lounges and drink and go to the clubs and stuff. That's when people talk about Atlanta, that's all they talk about. But there's a totally different circle. I am 41. I date older. I like to go to galas. I like to go to fine dining. I like to do so many other things. So honestly, I have met some crazy people, but just walk away. Most of my dating in Atlanta, it has been like great experiences. I'd rather date like out of town just because I like to, during the pandemic, that's all you could do. You couldn't do shit, just travel or whatever. But I really haven't had bad experiences because I know what I want. If I meet a guy and the first thing I say is bullshit, I cut that shit and I go about my business. I'm not gonna wait to see if the person is gonna change or, it's not worth it. But just get out of your circle.
But that's different for a woman because when y'all go on a date and it's quick over, like y'all just getting pretty and y'all just showing up. For a guy that's actively dating, if you going on 2 or 3 dates a week, that's expensive. If you take a girl out on a date,
2 or 3 a week. Hold up, time out. How many women is in 2 or 3 a week?
Let's talk about what Lealani just said. If she goes on a date with somebody or she meets somebody right away and she knows it's not gonna work, it's over with. They're not talking no more. So what do? Wait a while till you meet somebody else? Or if you meet somebody else sooner than later, you're gonna want to date that person, see what's going on. For a man, that's different.
Rick, how many days you go on a week, Rick?
I'm not dating right now. But
you did say a person has to be in a position. So if a man is in a position to date, then he's prepared mentally for what he has to do and bring to the table.
But no man wants to have to continue to dish out on people and invest in people that aren't worth nothing, like aren't worth what you are invest. What are you putting out?
So I think these guys have to be more discerning, so you won't be like a scorned man, because you have all these encounters with women who are incompatible with y'all, and then you're like, oh man, females are this, females are that, and it's like, no, maybe the ones you ran into this month, this week are like that. But then at the end of the day, the ones who are of quality and who you're more compatible with, you're like so over all the ladies in Atlanta that now you treat everybody the same and everybody's not the same.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
But y'all treat us but y'all treat us the same.
Y'all. You keep saying y'all.
Well, it's
like
one guy and 3 girls, so I'm saying women. Women in general treat all men the same too. Just like y'all say guys from Atlanta. Like that's what we say around here.
And then I think that also we set the tone. We set the tone. Like if I meet a guy, he gets a vibe for what you give him. If the girl's gonna be like, oh, what kind of car you know to walk away. For sure. Before the date.
Clearly
just
you
to
don't.
walk away.
No, but it's not the word being said, it's the energy. Like you can feel when somebody's trying to see what you have, like what can you offer. It might not just be what kind of car you drive.
Yeah, but then you want to smash, or you're going to stay there and go pay for the date just because you want to smash.
Keep it a buck. There you go. Keep it a buck.
Good luck in Atlanta.
I try to think of it a little deeper, only because like I'm trying to be intentional with dating, because I do want to get married and I do want to have children. So I'm like, okay, I can't give everybody a chance to try to holler at me. Like I went to get some food the other day and like 3 people in the restaurant asked for my number. I'm like, well, damn. Like, how do they just waiting in line? It's crazy. But how I like to approach it is like I like to think about it from a community standpoint because of just the way that I am. But I feel like everyone wants to be heard, but few of us are actually listening. And then like even fewer of us are actually communicating. And then when it comes to being seen, everybody wants to be seen. But then, when it comes, but on social media and stuff, we're seeing a lot, we're watching a lot, but we're not interacting. So it's making us socially awkward. So now when we get out in public, and it could be somebody just trying to talk to you, genuinely like connect, but you think everybody trying to talk to you, and now you're like treating everybody the same. When in reality, I feel like just because you're a man trying to talk to me doesn't mean you might want to smash, but I feel like I could spin it and make you an ally. And now we can develop some type of relationship if the person agrees. Cause like we could vibe for one moment, but then like figure out we're incompatible and just remain friends and just be like, we introduce each other to each other's mate. Instead of it being something that's so damaging that now it's like, oh, fuck you. And now like the possibilities of a future interaction or future collaboration is just out the window. So I think sometimes we gotta look a little deeper, but it's hard when we're in this like
superficial world.
Status culture and everything is like hypersexual and people's like trying to see what you can get. I never had so many men ask me before I came to Atlanta, what do I do for a living? What do I do for a living? As the first or second question, I'm like, what's your name? Like, who are you? Like, where you from?
That's what I'm saying.
So it's just stuff like that you gotta look out for.
I agree with you 100%. Like I feel like I agree with a lot of things you said. It's about what you can offer. Like you just said, not what your name is. What do you do for a living? That's the number one thing you find out with somebody. What do you do for a living? How much money you make a year? Like it's just,
when they ask me that,
it's not genuine.
When they ask me that, I'm like, why? Do you want to invest? Because I have a proposal. If you want to just chit chat, let's chit chat. But if you asking me what I do for a living, you must want to invest. And if you not, then what's the point?
What are we talking about?
Yeah, where are we going here? So yeah.
I just feel like everybody's just guarded at this point. Yes. Like so much is going on, and other cities talk so much about Atlanta that everybody that comes here don't come with an open mind. They already like pre-recorded. It's like, oh, Atlanta is bad. You cannot date here. But actually, you can date here. If you want to, if both parties are honest in what they want, the people that just want to smash or whatever, let them smash.
I think that people need to be honest. Hey. And I think part of that honesty is, regardless of what we want to say, that I'm sure there are times, and I'm going to say Rick because you're the only man here.
That's fine.
That y'all say y'all want this, you say you want that, you say you want this. But when you go outside in these streets, you go to the ones who are the opposite of what you say you want. You can tell at the end of the day if someone's worth your time or if they're not, or if you're willing to put up with that person to see if they're worth that time for you. You get what I'm saying? So I go back to say I have a lot of, you know this, Gaati. Most of my friends are guys. Right or wrong?
Yeah.
98% of my friends are males.
And most of them cute, but
98% of them are males and play some type of sport, or I went to school with them and they're my friends. We've been friends over 15 years, and I'm not going to change my relationship with them regardless if I get in a relationship or not. Now, what I will do is condense my interactions with them because that might offend my partner, but they were here before you and they're going to be here after you if you go. You know what I'm saying? I've been in those situations. We know this. So the thing is, I think regardless of what guys want to say, and I'm gonna throw you in that loop too, because I'm sure that you've ran into women that's probably you're compatible with, but you didn't give them the time of day because they're not physically what you want, because they're not physically what you want, or because they don't have the BBLs or the chest or the this or the that social media has programmed these men to think these are who they should be with, when in reality, that last guy probably bought those boobs. That last guy probably bought that ass. That last guy probably brought that old outfit. You know, and where you got really, you might see some women that are hustlers or more or whatever that might be compatible, but you never give them a chance because they're not physically what you see, but you could be attracted to them, but because you don't give them an opportunity, because that's not who you think you want to be with.
You know, it's crazy. You just made a real statement and you backtracked with your comment.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I don't think so.
We would all be lying right now if we didn't say that the first thing that attracts you to a person is the physical.
No, I think you misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you on that. But what I'm saying is, okay, let me break it down.
How do I give
There
a
could
person
be-
a chance if I'm not physically attracted to
So
them?
no, I'm not saying you have to. We all know you have to be some type of physically attracted to someone. What I'm saying is there are different types of beauty. There are women who are natural, gorgeous. There are women who.
That's what I'm looking for.
There are women who, you know what I'm saying? And then there are women who are bought. And I say bought because they bought their shit to look a certain way. And 9 times out of 10, if you walk into a club, and tell me if I'm wrong, you're going to go to the woman who you see is we call it Instagram woman because she boom, 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 edited picture, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Compared to the woman who has an afro who's just as pretty, but naturally pretty.
But
now, I'm not saying that is you,
To
Rick.
each his, but
what
I'm saying to each his own, though. Like, I personally don't want no woman with no BBL. Like, that doesn't attract me. I want natural beauty. I want natural hair.
But did you miss what I said, though?
I'm not
Do you
missing.
get what I'm saying?
Am I missing it?
No, I don't think I think y'all talking about the same thing. To each his own, but at the same time, like a lot of women who are actually beautiful, but not the super obvious beautiful.
Yep.
Probably something where you engage with them after a few minutes or after some time. You're like, damn, this person is so attractive because we're just matching on so many levels, and then
Other
like
than
their
physical.
beauty
But-
starts to shine, as opposed to let me come in the spot, let me look around, okay, her, but the person that you might be most compatible with is in between who you're seeing. So
Lower your
But that-
I see-
standards.
But that lady, I'm
I
not
don't
doing
think
that.
it's
I'm
a
not
matter of
doing
lower
that.
You don't have to
I'm
do
not
that.
doing
I think it's a way to lower your
We
standards.
are
Hold on.
just-
I talked about it with my boy Robert Russian. We're gonna throw him in there, Robert Russian. He was saying, and
That's my dog.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
throw this
my
out
homie,
because
too.
Robert preach about this all the time. He says lower your standards. It doesn't mean physically. It doesn't mean it have to be physically. It could mean maybe standards for you could be someone who's always in the spotlight. You probably would never talk to someone who's always in the spotlight, right or wrong. Where lowering standards could be, okay, it don't have to necessarily be somebody that's a professional athlete or someone that's, you know what I'm saying, they can really just work a 9 to 5 and be a financial advisor. It doesn't mean that it has to be about money. It could be any type of way. Lowering standards for me could be, at one point I never was like, I'm not dealing with no light-skinned guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, lowering standards, like, that might be who I'm compatible to. Do you get what I'm saying? So, there's
I think
different
that's
So then that's the
raising-
wrong word. Like, to me,
Yeah.
I will never lower my
I
standards.
think
There are
you're thinking
certain
about
things-
it. You're thinking about it.
Yeah, but there are certain things that I like. Like, I want a man to respect me. I want a man to bring me flowers. I want a man, a lot of things. So I would never lower my standards. And then for those girls that do have the BBL, that do get the breast done, it doesn't mean they are the bad person. I love you girls. I got my boobs done, and I'm proud of them.
Right, but I don't think
Yeah.
we're not saying.
No, but I'm
about,
just saying that because now it just seems like you're bashing everybody
No,
that
no,
has
no, no,
a
no. It is
BBL
no
or
bash.
have a.
The point that
it's really about language.
It's thank you.
because it's not lowering your standards. It's really raising your standards, but it's right. It's like shifting your perspective.
Exactly.
Because
There
you
we
don't
go.
want to villainize people who decide to do what they want for their body, and that's not what this is. It's really about where the mental conditioning is of a
Exactly.
person. Like, you could be standing side to side, natural and BBL, but if the natural person has a bad mind individual who's conniving and backbiting
That's what I'm
and
saying, subjective,
can't,
what you like.
hold.
Yeah, and I mean that likes the afro, that like the natural beauty, that like all this stuff. So it's the same thing.
That's what I was about to say. The woman that y'all was just naming with the afro, with the natural beauty, she ain't lonely.
exactly.
Some guys,
stupid.
but I'm being honest though. Some guy is shooting a shot at her. Like it's like
no, but I think y'all are missing what we're saying. I think she gets what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the obvious woman that you would walk in the club. Ooh, she look bad. I want to holler at her because I see it. I'm with my friends.
she might be a good person.
Nobody's saying she's not. That's so. Let's take it back. We're not saying she's not, right? What we're saying is the person you could be more compatible with is someone who's just as pretty, but you didn't give them the type of name because they didn't look like the Instagram girl.
But everybody ain't attracted to the Instagram girl. People just like what they like.
But that goes back into what we're saying about social media, right?
So let's talk about social media
Right.
and what it's doing as far as relationships and people being able to find compatibility. Like, what do y'all see? It's obvious, like, the general conversations about what social media does you know, as far as the man to the woman, but like, how else do you think social media impacts, you know, your outlook on relationships and beauty standards? Like, what, Leilani, what would you say?
Yeah, like for me, social media, you have to use it for what it is. Like a lot of people be like, oh, this person look like this, I want to look like that. There are so many filters, there's so many, even for video, you can filter a freaking video. So you just have to be strong enough to know what's real and what's not real. And now we have so many beautiful movement, like natural women, dark-skinned women, even, you know, like different, you know, when they have the lighter and the dark. Now that's beautiful. You know, so we need more women to stand up and say, I'm beautiful, I'm this way, and just take it or live it. And I feel like it could be as big as the Atlanta BBL or whatever. That's just what people is on right now. It's a trend.
I think social media has fucked us personally. Dating's not the same if we're gonna talk about social media. Like before there was Instagram. When I was asked on a date, the guy would come pick me up. The guy would come do this. It was never so much access to them. Whereas I feel like with social media and just media in particular, like the world has evolved. Like back then, people would take you on a date, come pick you up, boom, boom. Now I'm gonna send you an Uber. And I'm not saying everyone's the same, but I'm saying most of the time it's like I'll meet you, I'll send you an Uber. Really. Now, even with the status of people, you don't have to go through a manager. You can DM. You can send them a DM. You can slide in a DM. You can really, like, I feel like really social media has fucked the dating world. It's too much access too quickly to people. Like, you can just get access to them if you want. You know what I'm saying? It's not about if it's right or wrong. It's about if you want. And I think that dating, period, now is different than dating when I was coming up.
I agree with you.
You get what I'm saying? I feel like it's fucked us. Regardless if you want to say, oh, well, now you know who you're dealing with, blah, blah, blah. No, it's fucked us. Like, social media has fucked us, period. Most, there are, I guess, I forgot the number, but there are a bigger percentage of divorces now because of social media compared to before there was an Instagram or a YouTube or whatever. That's my opinion on it. I think it's harder to date now because of an Instagram or because of status or whatever. I think that before, even in college, for me, the biggest thing we had was MySpace.
I
think
if you want top 5, top 10, yes, was great.
You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. So I mean,
I agree. Like for a guy, I feel like a guy's perspective on social media and with dating is gonna be different for a woman. I don't know if guys use filters. I've never used a filter in my life. I'm just gonna be. So that's what I'm saying. I only can speak for me and the people I associate myself with. Guys I'm around that I know, if they use filters and try to make themselves look better, to me that energy is kind of weird to me. That's real feminine.
I see guys do that. They put fake abs on themselves.
That's so weird to me.
They put fake abs on themselves.
That's so weird. But for me, I like she said, like Leilani said, dating in Atlanta when you're on social media is tough because everybody wants to look a certain way, and when you meet that person in person, they don't look nothing like they picture. Ooh. They don't. Mm-hmm. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like for me, I'm 35 years old. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm from an era where you did have to shoot your shot at a girl in person. So it wasn't no catfishing. You couldn't trick me because I seen you. I seen you when I saw you and I shot my shot. Yes. And we've all. I say you would be lying if you ain't been tricked. If you met a girl on Instagram or whatever social media that you like, and you seen that girl and she looked exactly like the best picture she posted. Let's be honest. When you post a picture on Instagram, you're going to put how many? I've heard women say, it took me 37, 40 pics to get this pic right here.
I don't know about that. No, I don't do that.
Like, can we be honest?
I don't do that. Okay, so
I've heard women tell me that. Like,
so who took the most pictures before the...
How many pictures it took to get this one pic right here? Like, it ain't like you putting your best...
Yeah,
you putting your best picture out there. When I meet you in person, it might not be what I thought it was.
Stop sliding in DMs, Rick.
I don't like it. But that goes back to, I don't like social media. I'd rather see you in person. I'd rather a girl talk to me in person, see my mannerisms, show you how I approach you as a man versus having to slide in your DMs. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of it at all.
I mean, social media is going to be what it is, and you can make it whatever you want it to be.
Well,
like me personally, I have talked to only one person that has slid on my DMs, and it was great. I got picked up, I got flowers, and I don't have no like.
She said
you don't have no flower story.
I just love my flowers. I gotta get my flowers. And it doesn't have to be no expensive flowers. Go to Trader Joe's and get me some damn tulips.
Before you make your point, I want to say one thing about getting picked up.
Oh,
about women getting picked up. We live in Atlanta, Georgia. y'all are women. Y'all know good and damn well that y'all don't trust no nigga y'all just met to
That's
pull
true,
up
too.
on y'all. Whenever this was, I was gonna take a girl on a date, and for me,
When
it
was
don't
it?
even
When
feel
was it,
like
Rick?
I ain't got. We'll talk about that after. this thing. What I'm saying is that when, like I said, where I grew up, the way I grew up, you pick a woman up on a date. Like that's what you do. That's a date.
Do you pick them up, Rick?
I prefer to and I offer, but nowadays in Atlanta, like you might get robbed. Like a girl ain't trusting no man to pull up on to their house the
Yeah,
first
this
day.
is what you do. You give the wrong address. So I live in townhouses.
Or meet in
They're
mutual
together.
locations.
I don't give my address. I'm be like, I'm a 1010 or whatever, and I make sure I'm
That's
on
why
that
we sending
side.
Ubers, because y'all don't trust us and we don't trust y'all.
And that's fine because you gotta build trust.
No, for
like
sure.
building trust is
Building the
important.
trust. Oh my God, it was a typo. I'm sorry. I live over here.
It's to the point where it feels weird to ask a woman, like, what's your address? I'm gonna come pick you up. She's like, I ain't never met you before. I'm not giving you my address. Before that wasn't weird
So
like
stop
that.
sliding in the DMs.
I
You gotta
don't do
meet.
that no more.
No more. I don't think that's anything new because, like, if you listen to some of the older folks talk about when they went on dates and people used to drop them around the corner from their house. So, it's just a safety precaution thing. But, we've been getting on the guys. But I will say how it affect females and in our generation is like, back in the day, we'll be like, a lot of women would be like, they won't talk to a guy if he has a flip phone, and if he don't have an iPhone.
Who said that?
There's a lot of people
You
were
gotta
like
have
that.
an iPhone.
And then there's like women, I won't talk to a guy if you don't got 5,000 followers. Like, if a guy try to holler at you and you get his Instagram, he got like 200 followers, you're like, ugh. He corny, he lame.
That's true.
I never heard
It's-
these stories.
That's
And
true.
you probably haven't heard it, but this is stuff that actually
It's
happens.
absolutely true.
And so that's where we're missing out on connection, and we're just driving more and more space between us and whoever them is, and like missing out on amazing opportunities. We have a culture that's like no new friends. Well, why not? Because sometimes you gotta set boundaries with your old friends and bring in people who are more at your level. Successful people talk about hanging around people who are at your net worth or higher. And if you're on the come up and you never had no one around you with a higher net worth, you got to go seek out individuals. So I think sometimes, like, with the status culture, we be like just too cool to open up and start a conversation and see what people are really about. Because when you do that, you never know what kind of opportunities like you'll encounter. Because like individuals like us, we find ourselves in some amazing places. And imagine if we had a problem communicating or talking, we wouldn't have half of the opportunities that we have today. Like Lex, you work for the Hawks, you work in marketing. Like, we talk on a one-on-one basis. Y'all don't know how many people she's gotten bags in their hands, like gotten opportunities for. And it's because she's the type of individual who's not selfish, who's not afraid to meet new people. Yes, that comes with finding out some people are not authentic or don't have your best interests in mind. And you just have to not become a bitter person and just learn from that and be able to see the signs in the future. But like, just understanding like the difference between just dating and really just creating a relationship with people. And I think if we sometimes maybe step back from the dating aspect, then we can like find ourselves in more like nourishing friendships and relationships, and then we won't be so frustrated. Like, the same person that'll piss you off as a girlfriend might be your best homie as a friend, and then y'all can help work through issues together. But it's just a matter of like being patient and not being a scorned individual, a scorned woman, a scorned man, because that stuff is just, it takes too much energy, and eventually you get tired, and then you'll try to give up on men, give up on women, and it's not all that. It's just with people, you just gotta fill people out, because it's a lot of people who are not good, and it's a lot of people who are just great. So
On that note, we're gonna say to be continued, because this will take an hour and 12 minutes and 3 hours to complete. But
Because I got a bunch of stuff to say.
this is gonna be
You got a bunch of stuff and places to go.
yeah, that part.
dinner. I gotta go eat some food.
So we're gonna wrap this up. But Gaati, tell them where they can find you at, man.
can find me at Gaati Werema. That's GAATI.WEREMA. Holla at me.
All right, Mr. Rick Bodiford.
Rick Bodiford, Instagram at BODIEWYK.
I still don't understand that.
It's body, eat what you kill. Eat what you kill. That was like my slogan going through sports and stuff. Like, nobody's gonna give you nothing. Like, ain't nobody gonna feed you nothing. Eat what you kill. Like, go get it yourself.
Ooh.
EWYK.
That's deep.
You feel me?
I like that.
You did.
Lealani.
Well, Lealani Shaw _ that's LEALANI Shaw _.
Big Lex. Just Alexia Adams 24.
Little legs.
Shut up. So this is gonna wrap episode 5. Good luck in Atlanta. Signing out.
See y'all.